I'm sure you think was a pretty successful trip.
Oh, it's good. You know, the guys are feeling pretty good about what they accomplished on the road, which they should. You know, we did a lot of good things. You know me, I'm gonna keep scratching, clawing, fighting, and pulling, and trying to get the best out of everybody. And you know, it was a good trip. You know, you look back and you're like, man, we might have been able to get this one too, or that one, or if we did this in this game, or that in that game. And you know, but having said that, you know, you take 3 and 3, especially being out that long with a young team and us still trying to find our way.
There's some good centers around the league, but you're getting more and more adamant and that Domas should be an all-star and his name's coming up in other conversations.
No question about it. Zero question. If you don't vote for him to be an all-star, in my opinion, you don't know basketball. Because what he's doing it's almost on a historic level. And I'm not just talking about his ability to score, his ability to pass. I mean, he's doing everything. He's rebounding, he's passing, he's scoring, he's creating mismatch problems for teams. Teams have to chase us a little bit when he's on the floor. And that doesn't show up in a box score if a team has to go back to certain guys just because Domas goes back on the floor. You know, he is doing a fantastic job. At one point, he was protecting the rim, I think, better than anybody, you know, or he for sure in the top 3. And here's a guy that everybody says, oh, he's not that athletic, he's not that long, he's not a shot blocker. He's smart, he's strong, he knows how to use his body and go vertical. He does his work early, he communicates on the backside. He better be an all-star, as well as Foxy.
How unique are those DHOs? I don't even know if that's the right term, but he pushes it back and kind of readjusts the screen.
It's really unique. You know, when you think of bigs around the league that can handle the ball the way he handles the ball and play makes, especially in a dribble handoff situation or DHO, like you said, you know, obviously Draymond can do it. Looney could do it to a certain. Kevon Looney could do it to a certain degree. You know, and this is just me trying to scan a league real quick. You know, I'm not sure who else has that playmaking ability, but then you also factor in the fact that, okay, who can go coast to coast with it while distributing and making plays, you know, as well as the DHO game, as well as cause a mismatch down on the post, as well as rebound and get the double-doubles that he's not even close.
Coach Brown, how you been able to keep this team together? I mean, yes, it was a successful road trip, coming back 500. How you been able to, you know, to keep that team together after those 2 losses in that one in Philly and New York?
You know, guys, you're going to go through your ups and downs, and I said this at the beginning of the season, and I talked to this with our guys. You're not going to be here the whole year, and it's impossible. I mean, I can say you right off the top of my head, in Golden State, we're an NBA championship team last year. We lost to the Indiana Pacers in our building, and I don't think they had one starter in their lineup. They came in, you know, starting 5 guys off the bench, and they kicked our behind. And you know, you take your lumps and you try to learn from them. And sometimes when you try to learn from them, that means you just move on to the next game. You don't even talk about what just happened, because when you're talking about 82 games and everybody that you're facing is a pro as well, stuff happens. And you know, we got a behind kicked in Philly. But I like the way we responded in the second half. You know, same thing in Milwaukee. We did a little bit better in the second half, and in New York we did a little bit better in the second half. So you try to take some of the positives sometimes out of situations that don't go well, especially when you're growing like we are as a team, as a franchise, and you learn from it and you move on to the next one. And the confidence that this group has in themselves. Again, I'm going to go back. It started in the summertime. It started when they were up in Napa, when they didn't have to, hanging with Domas and working out together and watching playoff games together and breaking bread together in Vegas. And then in the preseason, when things happen, that connectivity keeps the group strong. And everybody signed that contract being all in. They didn't have to, but everybody stepped up and signed it. We carry one on the road that they signed, and there's one here. And they believe in it. And so when that happens, when stuff happens or adverse situations happen, you know, it's a great learning experience for the group to get us ready for the postseason, because stuff will happen in the postseason. And if you haven't practiced being all in during the regular season or sticking together through some adversity during the regular season, you got no chance in the playoffs, none.
You guys are starting a 6-game homestand, and then you play 15 of your next 19 at home. How important is it just to stay locked in and take care of business during that stretch?
It's extremely important. You know, we want to, and whether we had 6 games at home or 2 away, we want to protect home. You know, because it's so hard to win on the road. You know, you take your hat off to the fans here in Sacramento. They've been fantastic all year round. Not just in the building, around town too, but particularly come game time, the electricity that they bring to the arena is second to none. And so to be able to utilize that to give us energy in times where we may have some lulls on the road is something that we need to take full advantage of anytime we step on our court at home. Extremely important.
How do you not overlook a team like the Hornets and focus maybe say on the future like the Lakers and really tell your guys like, hey, even it doesn't matter where they are in the standings?
I mean, you know, just you constantly talk about, you know, them as an upcoming opponent, and there are plenty of examples where opponents may not have the record, but you know, they either beat a team or they almost beat you. You know, I mean, you look at us when we went to Orlando, we struggled down there and found a way to win. When we went into Charlotte, you know, we struggled and found a way. And so, you know, these guys are smart. They're competitive. They know they're going to have to compete just as hard against these guys to get this win as against the Milwaukee Bucks or anybody else. And so you kind of throw the record out the window to a certain degree, and you just realize or concentrate on what you have to do. If you're focused more on yourself and the standards you set for yourself, it doesn't matter who you're facing as an opponent, because even if you're winning by, I mean, you guys see me, sometimes we won, you know, a game by 10 or 12, and everybody's like, hey, good game. And I'm like, ah. Because we have certain standards that we want to play at and be at. And if you don't, it hurts, and it hurts those guys, it hurts me, and we don't want that feeling. We know that we got to step up for any opponent that we face at any time.
Coach, I do have to ask you this. The team was not on autopilot when you was ejected the other day. Jordi stepped right in. What do you have to say about him? You know, did he do what you wanted him to do on that sideline?
Everybody did. I've known Jordi for, I don't know, 20 years, whatever it is, and I hate to say this publicly because I don't want to lose him, but he's ready to be a head coach, and people are missing the boat on him. He'll get his opportunity at some point. Hopefully he can stay with us for a few years because he makes my life easier, and everybody around here loves him, but it does not surprise me what Jordi accomplished, what the rest of the coaches did, and especially what the players did during that Toronto game.
All right, thanks,
I got one thing to say.
Yes, sir.
I got one more thing to say. So Vivek, text me, okay? V, you text me, okay? And you told me that he added more power and lasers to the beam, okay? So I'm calling on all the Sacramentos, okay? When the beam is up, send your photo in of the beam, put your location, send it to the Kings account. What's the Kings Twitter?
Kings.
Is it just the Twitter Sacramento
Yes,
Kings?
yes.
Is it anything else?
No.
Okay, is that the
At Sacramento Kings.
okay? Is that the Twitter? What's the other? Instagram too?
Instagram, correct.
Okay,
yeah.
yes. So send it to Sacramento Kings with the picture of the beam and put your location. So if you're in Orangeville, put Orangeville. Okay, if you're in Lomas, put Lomas. Okay, and if you can't see it when you're out there, let me know, and I'm gonna call BS to Vivek. Okay? All right, Sacramento? Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all been great.
Love you too. Oh yeah, that's Loomis.
Appreciate you,
Loomis?
Coach.
I said wrong?
Yeah, that's okay. It's Loomis. You said Lomas.
I said Lomas. Okay, yeah, cut Loomis. We'll put that part back in.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Coach. All right, y'all.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right.